Hello and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we examine news from our city, our state, and our country. We take a look at your comments, ideas, and suggestions, and we pause to take a breath. Oh my God, it's Friday. Another week has gone by. It is great to see you on this Friday, January 28th. Anyhow, we gather all this wonderful information we get our hands on to establish connections with our city, with fellow cluster members, with culture, with everything that's going on in our surroundings as a community of English-speaking locals. So if you have a nice beverage nearby or a kitty cat that is keeping you company or are just curious to join us, welcome. And of course, if this is your first time, please remember to let us know. And you can do that by writing the word new in your comment, and we'll give you a proper welcome. This, of course, applies to those of you joining us live here on Facebook. We don't go live on YouTube, and we don't have comments on YouTube, but we are very appreciative of our YouTube viewers, and we appreciate all the thumbs up that we can get. Today, as always, we dive into our news, but not before reminding you that if you have something truly awesome or important to share, please add that capital letter Q at the beginning of your comment, and we'll be so very happy to take a look at it during the second half of the broadcast. Today, we have important news about vaccines. Booster shots are coming this coming week for folks in our 50s and 60s. I'm sorry, our 40s and 50s. And we'll have details about that. We'll have a little bit more context about the news we shared yesterday about the work being done on Manantial Street. We also have news about the Insurgentes Street Bridge, about our governor. We have, what else do we have? We have news from the new Vallarta History Museum. And I also wanted to add a little bit of extra boom, 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 boom context to our brief but important conversation about Peter and the wolf from yesterday. So let's go there and let's start with the news as always. So this is super duper important. Booster shots are coming this coming week for both folks in their 40s and folks in our 50s. We are going to have 30,000 doses of AstraZeneca vaccines, and they will be available at both the Naval Hospital and also at La Lija from Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That is 4 days for all of us that are between 40 to 59 years of age to complete our vaccination strategy. Yay! As always, don't forget to pre-register at the official website. Don't forget to bring your paperwork. And don't forget to bring your good spirits. We never know when these campaigns are going to flow very smoothly. And we never know when they're going to be long waiting hours and whatnot. So just keep that in mind. And hopefully more of us will get our vaccines, and that will be a good thing. Moving right along, this makes me happy for the people that have been lobbying for it. There is a high probability that the new bridge at Insurgentes Street, the one that's being completed and hopefully finished during the month of February, will have passage under it for pedestrians, as some of the vendors have hoped for. There was a meeting that took place between local members of the city hall and some of the vendors and residents and business owners. Unfortunately, the meeting was not attended by state level representatives who are, of course, involved in the construction project as well. But over 600 people have expressed enthusiasm for being able to simply walk under the bridge as they continue exploring the Isla, rather than having to come up to street level and having to go over where the traffic is. Again, it's nice to see that there is disposition on behalf of the government to make this happen. Hopefully that will be the case. Moving right along, we told you yesterday, this was so funny to read because yesterday we told you about the launching of the street reconstruction, Manantial Street, the street that connects all the way out to Paso Ancho and beyond. It was launched yesterday. The mayor was there with people waving flags and a person holding a microphone saying, "Everybody clap as loud as you can," while the machines in the background were making way more noise than the clappers. Anyhow, we find out some more details. The work that has begun will require a 3 million peso investment, and this is coming out of the municipality. Maybe this is why there's no money, because apparently the state government did say, well, we're gonna contribute to this, but we have not seen any further messages or conversations coming from the state in terms of providing a project that will be the project. So we know that the local government is starting to dig, but we don't know if they know what they're digging for or what they're hoping to accomplish. But one way or another, they're digging. And hopefully, this means that the street will be safer for everyone that is having to go through that street on a regular basis. During the event yesterday morning, somebody approached Mayor Michel to question him once again about gender parity in his top level administration. As you know, the Mexican government by law stipulates that you should have an equal number of men and women at your top level positions in any municipality, in any government in the country. And of course, our mayor has not been following that guideline at all during the first 4 months of his administration. And he was questioned, and he said that some people will be replaced so that the local government can can meet gender equality. We don't know exactly who's going to be replaced or who's going to come in and who's going to go out or when, but people keep bringing this up to the mayor, and it's a good thing because we want women to be present in our decision-making process, very much so. Moving right along, I want to let you know that our Governor Alfaro, has tested negative for COVID, and he has rejoined the workforce. He indicated that he did not have any serious symptoms during the infection, and that his young daughter, who also contracted the virus, she's a little kid, also recovered without major incident, and that is good news. I'm glad to hear that our governor is back to doing what we want him to do. Boom, a quick question that I can answer because it happens to be here. Is Cayo Blanco open? Unfortunately, no. Cayo Blanco closed, which is very, very sad. As you know, the chef is a good friend of mine, Chef Cesar, and he was running the restaurant with his family. It was a great, great place, seafood on Calle Francia, and unfortunately, the street reconstruction project combined with the cacahuater, combined with the summer months, was just too much for them. And unfortunately, Cayo Blanco ceased to exist a few months ago. Cesar was bummed out, but fortunately, Cesar has landed a lot of work thanks to our dear friend Logan, who has brought him into the workforce at Villa Lola, which is the B&B, the house that Logan manages. So Cesar and his girlfriend are now working, helping Logan with weekends and with other administrative things going on. So that's the short of it. And while we're talking about that, I want to comment on so many people that commented favorably about the taco sanctuary, the El Santuario del Taco. I noticed that some people went yesterday and liked it. I am all set to go today because I have to go to Costco, and I figured I'm going to go back and get some more tacos. But unfortunately, I noticed this morning that on Facebook, they changed their hours, and they indicate that they are temporarily closed. So we give them good wishes. We never know if a business is temporarily closed these days because, key members of the staff got COVID, or maybe it's just not working out, Hopefully, it's not something major because, again, I was totally delighted with the experience there. And I hope that this is just a minor setback. I will try to call them later on just to see if they're open because I do wish them very much success. And quite frankly, I'm missing those tacos. By the way, the take home baked potato that I enjoyed yesterday was absolutely heavenly. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's take a look at the weather and a couple of other things, and then we'll take a look at the rest of your comments. Yay! Oh, what? I'm forecasting a 97.3 chance that Sega will kill every single beloved character by the end of its run. Yet another cultural reference that I don't get, but that's okay. Let's see. It's 23 degrees right now. Feels like 24. Humidity is a little lower than yesterday. It's 56%, and our temperature in Fahrenheit is 74 degrees. Our weather forecast for today, Friday, is partly cloudy through the day with a high temperature of 28, low temperature of 17. Tomorrow, Saturday, it will be humid through the day with a high temperature of 28, low temperature 18. And Sunday will be 2 weeks since I decided to trip and fall. Sunday will be clear through the day with a high temperature of 29, low temperature of 17. I have a couple of things that I want to bring up before we move on. Yesterday, somebody was so kind to mention a version of Peter and the Wolf, Prokofiev's wonderful piece, a symphony piece with narrative about the story of Peter and the Wolf. And somebody mentioned the recorded version with, I think it was David Bowie narrating. And indeed, there are a number of wonderful pairings of orchestras and conductor and a narrator that one can pursue. And yesterday, we mentioned this one, this version conducted by Bramwell Tovey, leading the Vancouver Symphony Orchestra. But somehow, and I told you that it was wonderful, and I shared it in the show notes, and I failed to tell you why I thought it was wonderful. And with your permission, I'd like to take a couple of minutes just to give you a little bit of music morsel that you may find interesting. There's something to be said about multitasking in music. And as a piano player and a singer, not a good singer, but I sing, what can I say? I've always admired piano players that can play and sing at the same time. Carole King can do it. You know, there's a bunch of people that can do it. I cannot do it. I mean, I find that the brain coordination, Billy Joel can do it. There's a gazillion, Effie Passero can do it. There's a bazillion performers that can sing and play at the same time. My brain is just not wired that way. Now, what does that have to do with the version of Peter and the Wolf? Well, again, this is not a performance in which the conductor has a narrator standing by taking care of the narration. If you watched, or if you are curious and choose to watch again, or maybe you watch for the first time, Mr. Tovey, who's conducting the orchestra, is holding a baton with one hand, holding a microphone with the other, conversing with the audience, and at points in the piece calls for accelerandos or decrescendos, which means that it has to go faster or slower. So to watch this man conduct the orchestra, you know, and slow down the orchestra as he should while he's telling you a story and managing to be funny at the same time, that's very, very difficult. And see, I'm getting myself goosebumps that I cannot even show you because I'm trapped in my bondage harness. But when I saw him do this, when I saw this video for the first time, I was absolutely mesmerized because conducting, narrating, changing tempo, holding a baton, telling a story all at the same time seems almost miraculous to me. So there's a little bit of music context that you may or may not have noticed while you were watching the piece of music. the end of that. Now, I also want to let you know before we dive into your comments that the museum, the History Museum of Puerto Vallarta, the Casa Museo, is starting their fundraising efforts this coming Tuesday with a series of artistic and cultural activities. We've been following this new pursuit through the past few months. They've been patiently creating awareness with the population while they are obtaining their legal nonprofit status, which they have. And now they are getting ready to launch a formal fundraising campaign with an event that will kick off this coming Tuesday. Um, and and this is something that should be really important. And I certainly hope they continue to be successful. Having a place where we can register the history of our city is absolutely important. And I wish them very much luck in this pursuit. So again, if you have nothing to do on Tuesday afternoon, there's going to be an event from 4 to 7, and I will leave you all the details in the show notes. And now I'm going to tackle your questions, because I see some very important questions about the taco map and so forth and so on. But let me start from the beginning. A very good place to start. Um, let's see. Good mornings all abound, which is wonderful. Oh no, blizzard. Good morning, David. It's great to see you from Boston pretty much every day. There are some of you that are always here. Ryan is here quite frequently. It's also great to see you. I hope you're closer to figuring out the rest of your life. I remember you were wondering what you were going to keep yourself busy with upon retirement. Claude, I love you and I miss you, and I hope your construction project is moving favorably. Um, this is where that came from. Okay, Albert, yes, unfortunately, Cayo Blanco is no longer, and I'm glad you're enjoying the maps. I know that later on you asked if I update them, and the answer is yes. I have removed Cayo Blanco from the map as soon as I found out that they were gone, and I removed the taqueria Tacos Oque or Tacos Ique from the taco map because they were not open when they were supposed to be open, and that we can't have that. At least I can't have that. Um, let's see what else. Well, I can't have you walking around the city for nothing. That's what I'm trying to say. That said, it always helps to go and make a phone call with restaurants because you never know. You never know. What? What? Heather, you went up north? How wonderful is that? Good for you. Um, enjoy your trip. I don't know when was the last time you went, but I'm glad that you were able to leave. And I hope your travel is uneventful and your return is uneventful as well. Yes, yes, yes. Uh, I see a recommendation for a whale watching trip with Talia Martinez from Nat Tours. I'm not familiar with them, but I'm glad you are enjoying yourself, Albert. I've been loving how you share all the information about the places you've been eating at. Very much so. Um, any idea if expats can get the booster if they have a vaccination card from another country? I don't think so, Jerry. I think you have to be a resident. You have to have a CURP number, which is an official number that we get when we live in Mexico. But again, I'm not the authority. Some people may have been able to, but I don't think so. I don't think so. I could be wrong, but yeah, I don't think so. Christy says, thank you so much for the Peter and the Wolf link. It was wonderful. Wasn't it though? 15-month-old woke up very sad and I put it on and changed his whole demeanor. Music is such an amazing medicine. I'll tell you a personal anecdote. I was in second or third grade when our teacher at school asked us to bring our favorite record of music for children, and I showed up with Peter and the Wolf, and I was given some shade because everybody else showed up with like Barney equivalents or Baby Shark equivalents, and I showed up with Prokofiev in third grade. But that's the kind of kid I was, I suppose. Let's see what else we have. Linda says, best wishes for the vendors. I love the idea of being able to walk under that bridge because it makes for um, a safer excursion through the island. I hope that it becomes a reality. Uh, Yay! Good morning, Paco. We are living in Versalles and enjoying all the great restaurants around here. All your suggestions are amazing. Happy Friday. That is the best compliment you could possibly give me, Raimundo. I mean, the fact that we recommend restaurants does not necessarily mean that they don't fail occasionally. I mean, everybody has a good day and a not so good day, and not every restaurant that is wonderful for me will be wonderful for others. That said, it is great to have so many options within walking distance. So there you have it. Birim bam boom bam bam. We went through the Cayo Blanco story. Uh, oh, oh, my bad. Okay, thank you very much for noting that. I totally forgot, Albert. I totally forgot that we included it in the taco map as well because they serve tacos, seafood tacos. Thank you very much for bringing that up to my attention, and I'll be so very glad to, well, not glad, but I will be glad to update the map so that it reflects accurate selections. Let's see what else. Oh God, multitasking. I love it. Let's see. What else do we have? Oh, yes, it has. Has your new video and audio equipment shown up yet? No, you are looking forward to using it all. Yes, it has. It's sitting on my table over there. I'm feeling very, very self conscious of walking out and about with new gear and only having one arm. So, so I'm itching to use it and put it to good use, Roy. I mean, Rod, and it'll happen hopefully sometime soon. I may venture with the new gear this weekend if I walk slowly and carefully to start doing some tests. Parim pa pi pa pum pam pam. Ta-di-ta-ti-ta-ta-ta-ta. In case you didn't know, and I didn't until last night, Reglamento enforces loud noise law in PV. They're open 24 hours at 12:30 a.m. in El Centro. They finally stopped the loud and bad music. Well, I'm sorry it was bad music, but it's good to know that they're paying attention. Um, there you go. A comment about Maestro Bramwell uh, Tovey is his last name. Um, it was a real loss to Winnipeg when he took up the position in Vancouver. Also, a great conversationalist whom I had the pleasure of knowing socially. It is amazing to come across people that are well versed in music that also have the ability to engage others in music. I've been inspired by people like him and other great musicians that endeavor to create substantial connections with their audience about music. Am I going to show you what I got? Yes, I am, but not today. But yes, I will. I will. La 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 la. Albert, Albert, you're becoming my little hero. Well, not little or large. You're becoming my hero because I just love it when I see people taking advantage of all the knowledge we have shared here. That's just absolutely wonderful. Param pam boom. And I think we're done. I think we're done for today. Today is Friday. Tomorrow is our last day broadcasting this week. And I'm glad to report that I'm feeling much better and I'm patiently simply going through the motion and waiting for it to be, what was it? February 18th, I believe, is my next appointment with the shoulder doctor to make sure that I get a clean bill of health. 3 days later, I want to go to Guadalajara to hear the symphony. So I'm just being a very well behaved little Paco. Luna's taking care of me and making sure that I follow all the instructions. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you'll stop by tomorrow to say hello. And if not, just have a great weekend and hopefully we'll connect again this coming week. Have a great one.